question is not always is right. You're talking about is this American imperialist country, and for that you have to redefine the foreign policy. Now, foreign policy passes Congress. And for example, CIA, that mentions all kinds of stuff. The director of the CIA is appointed through a congressional process. By the time that person is appointed, commitments have to be made, favors have to be paid, etc., etc. So it seems like the commercial powers, the economic powers have kind of weight. Just to give you an example, last week, Congress stopped the new option that the Bush administration tried to push the Colombia Free Trade Agreement. I think Congress stopped. We cannot do that. There are too many union members, of course, too many policemen, everyone. But the point is, foreign policy is being shaped by a political struggle. Democrats want to give Republicans better. They want Republicans to lose the party. And that is shaping policy. And it seems to be totally irrational. It seems to be influenced by economy, but that's against your point. And it seems to be totally irrational. So what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, I take you to be making a point that I think we'll both agree with, which is that often in the classroom we discuss this as a rational exercise. In reality, on both sides, policies are shaped by not merely a kind of abstract rationality, but a confluence of competing interests that have a say in our policy and also over there. This is why, by the way, I'm not impressed by all this sort of we've got long memories kind of nonsense. Everybody has long memories, but you also have to live in the real world. And in the real world, you've got to realize that we act based on interests the same way as the Muslims do. In other words, you have had opportunistic alliances, for example, in Iraq, between radical Muslims and secular Baathists. Ordinarily, these people hate each other, but they have a common enemy, us. That's why they have teamed up with each other. Now, we can say, well, we've got long memories, but anyone who knows the world recognizes that that's the stuff that happens in a dangerous neighborhood. Similarly, the Muslims, from their part, have got to realize that in America, there are competing interests, there's realpolitik. So, for example, I've had, for example, Muslim academics who say to me, you know, isn't it true that the Jews have a lot of influence in American foreign policy? I say, of course it's true. Have you just woken up and recognized this yesterday? Your problem is that you guys are too stupid to compete with that. Every time I turn on the television to see a guy defending Muslim interests, he looks like Muhammad Atta. So Americans aren't going to listen to some guy who looks like you should be stopping him at the airport. In other words, who looks a bit like me. So what I'm saying here is, you shouldn't be complaining about the fact that Jewish Americans who have been here a long time have become very sophisticated in influencing the American political process. If you want to make a difference, get your act together, buddy, and start doing the same thing. That's the American democratic system. So I'm agreeing with you. I think that we've got to live in the real world and recognize competing interests. There's no other way this game is going to be played.